Do you know who I am? I'm Sonic! Sonic the Hedgehog! Can you feel life moving through your mind? Ooh, looks like it came back for more! Yeah! Can you feel time slipping down your spine?
Sup Team Sonic, it's your boy Sonic the Hedgehog and welcome back to another reaction video. In the video, we're reacting to Mr. Nightmare once again, and in this video, we're reacting to 3 horrific stories that happened while playing Fortnite. The reason why I've been making Mr. Nightmare videos a lot during this last month or so is because they're easy to do, innit? And number 2, and it's spooky month as well as Halloween, so yeah, that's the reason why. And in this video, I'm not alone once again. I'll be joined by the ultimate life form himself, Shadow the Hedgehog. Say hi, Shadow. Sup Sonic, how are you? I'm good, how are you, Shadow? I'm not doing so bad. Thanks for asking. Anyway, it's been a while since you were on the channel, so have you ever reacted to a Mr. Nightmare video before? No, what is that? It's basically like a guy that reads horror stories, like true horror stories out that people have sent him. And in this video, we're reacting to stories about Fortnite. Have you heard about Fortnite? Oh yeah. Alright, that seems actually not that bad. Yeah, innit? So let's get right ahead and react to it. Are you ready, Shadow? Damn right, Sonic. Right, let's go. Fortnite horror stories. We'll play Fortnite on the channel, just in case you were wondering. Yeah, because I've been surprised you've not done it yet. Yeah, now same. Okay, story 1.
I'm sure by now we all know what Fortnite is.
Yes.
I had known about it for the longest time.
Tails has been
I never
playing
actually played it until my friends basically forced me to download it and play with them. They wanted to play in squads, which is what it's called when you play in groups of 4. My 4 friends were Evan, Xavier, and Braxton. Evan was hands down the best player and basically the initiator.
Yeah, Tails should be the best player if he's playing
Xavier
all the time.
was the second best.
Yeah,
then there was Braxton. Braxton only spoke on his headset when he was in trouble or needed help. Evan, Xavier, and I, on the other hand, just goofed around and talked the whole time. The two of them did their best to explain how to play to me over the headset. Anyway, none of this really matters. I'll skip ahead to the important part. Evan stopped talking, and there was a good 10 seconds of silence. Then, Evan, who was leading us from one point to another, stopped dead in his tracks. His character just stood still for a while. Xavier turned on his headset, sounding annoyed, telling Evan to move. His character still just stood in place, and Evan said nothing, but according to the screen, Evan's mic was making noise. Then I could hear background noise that seemed to be coming from Evan's mic. Xavier, Braxton, and I were all telling Evan to move or we'd ditch him.
Nope, it does not, Shadow.
But we all dropped silent when a horrific, almost painfully loud screaming came from Evan's mic.
Jesus Christ! Damn!
It wasn't like he was screaming into the mic, it seemed like Evan was somewhere in the background of the room. Then, a door slammed shut in the background, and the 3 of us were left not knowing what to say or do. I told the 2 of them I'd call Evan immediately, and turned off the console. I tried calling him 5 times, he never picked up though, so I decided to drive over to his house, which was 2 minutes away.
I know I'm not really.
I got to his house and saw no cars in the driveway, but the front door was open and the lights were on throughout the house.
To be honest, I never felt you had any emotion to begin with.
Screaming Evan's name.
Oi!
Evan screamed back from somewhere upstairs. I followed the sound of his voice right up to the loft bedroom, where I found him hiding under the bed. He told me to hide. I told him to get out from under the bed and tell me what happened.
What are you doing, you numpty?
He said there was someone in his bedroom. He would speak in very limited sentences for the longest time, until he calmed down and would finally explain in detail. As Evan was playing Fortnite with us, he felt a tap under his bed. He pulled the cloth material that covered the sides of the bed off and looked under the bed, and saw a grown man hiding underneath.
Oh my God!
That's when he threw his headset on the bed and screamed as he backed into the corner. He says the man emerged from under the bed.
If this happened to me and you, we would have dealt with it a hell lot different.
Screaming.
Yeah.
Then the man walked straight out the bedroom door.
If it happened to like a kid or something, that's scary as hell. Definitely.
At that moment, he didn't know if the man was still in the house or not, so he called the cops, not knowing what else to do. When they showed up, we didn't know what to expect from them. 2 cops actually showed up. The male officer went inside of the house and looked around, while the female officer stayed with us outside with a small pocket notebook in her hand, writing down what Evan described to her. And just like that, the cops left. I stayed over Evan's house that night just to make him feel better. We all still play Fortnite together. I'm much better now.
Well, I was hoping you would be. Definitely. Well, I wouldn't. I'm not that good at Fortnite either.
I've
No,
never
never
been a
mind, to be
huge
fair, I don't really
Fortnite
play that
person,
much.
but all my friends have been for a while. I always feel like I'm being left out when they're saying to jump on Fortnite and such. Yeah, I've played the game a few times and I get the gist of the gameplay and whatnot. I'm just not good at the game. So one Monday night, I hopped on the game and played alone just to practice. I did that over and over and over, until I started actually getting pretty decent at the game. Then I started to play the game with other players. Not my friends, just random people online.
Well, that's just
played
sad.
a game of duos, meaning with one other person on my team. His gamer tag was BobRocket16 or something like that, with a few extra C's and E's or whatever. I didn't write it down. We lost the game, think we ranked like number 20. After the game was over, I got a personal message from the guy, saying he thought I was really good and that we should play again. It was weird because, really, I didn't play too well at all that game.
Stop the cap!
Nevertheless, I played another game with him. This time he turned on his microphone and was trying to talk to me. I don't have a gaming microphone, so I couldn't talk back. I could only hear him through the TV speakers. Based on his tone and what he was saying, he seemed to be getting annoyed that I wasn't talking to him. I heard him say things like,
"Well, maybe I don't want to talk to you, allow it."
Any thought of this guy being cool was gone at this point, and I thought he was just a straight up douche.
Yeah.
I was gonna finish the game, but after that was it with this guy. He kept saying stuff, most of it incoherent simply because of my distance to the TV and the noise of the actual game itself. But then I heard him say my name. Not just my first name. My full
Okay,
name.
that is a bit
When
weird.
I heard this, I panicked and thought to myself,
How does he know his name?
"Wait, is my real name
I
displayed on my
don't know,
profile?"
Shadow, but it's not
But I
good.
realized, no, it couldn't be. The guy kept saying things over the mic, but I wasn't listening at this point. I went over to the console and turned it off in a panic. Just knowing that the sound of the guy's voice was gone now made me sigh in relief. I texted my friends and told them about it. They all seemed to think it was funny, typing their LOLs and LMAOs and whatnot. I put my phone down on the desk as I went on my laptop. The phone vibrated again. I expected it to be one of my friends, but it was an unknown number.
Oh,
The
I can
message
see where
was
this is
hi,
going. He's
and
going to be
then my
that guy
full
from
name.
Fortnite.
I typed
Definitely.
back, "Who is this?" The typing bubbles with the 3 dots came up for the longest
Oh,
time.
who else could it be?
I waited
It makes
anxiously to
sense.
see what this person was going to say.
Yeah, I was
The
thinking the
message
same
was,
thing,
"Is
Shadow.
this your address?" And then my actual address.
Oh,
I once again
hell
typed,
no!
"Who is this?" And then I lied and typed, "No, that isn't my address."
I'm
The
leaving you
person
more.
never responded after that.
Good one.
I started accusing my friends of fucking with me. They all swore they had nothing to do with it though. Low-key, I didn't believe them, but I didn't bother feeding into it. I figured if it is them, the more reaction I give, the more kicks they get out of it. I went to bed ignoring my friends.
Uh-oh.
I woke up
Oh,
to something.
God.
I was almost positive I heard a noise. You know how sometimes a sound will wake you up, but you don't know what the sound was because you weren't awake yet to hear it?
Yeah, pretty
That
much.
was me at this moment. I sat up looking around my room as anyone naturally would. My whole body jerked in startlement as there was a set of knocks on my window. Instead of looking to see who was out there like a
Jesus.
man, I ran like a coward out of my room and to the nearest bathroom where I
To be
locked
honest,
myself in.
me and Shadow would have done this a bit
There were
different.
no windows in that bathroom, so I
Yeah,
felt safe.
we would have settled it like
I
men.
actually fell asleep in that bathroom.
Yeah.
When I woke up,
Well,
I
first
texted
thing
my
we
friends
are to
again,
men, because
telling them
obviously
all
we're
to go
hedgehogs.
fuck themselves.
Yeah, in it.
They all got a kick out of it, but when I saw them in person, they seemed pretty genuine.
Oh,
when
you
they
little
told me they had
assholes.
nothing to do with it. To this day, I really don't know if my friends were pranking me, or if that guy who I was playing Fortnite with actually somehow got my information and came to my house.
To be honest, I think it's the second thing, Sonic. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing as well. Because
My 10-year-old
it's a bit too convenient how he was just playing Fortnite with the guy and then someone ends up at his house and texts him from a random number. It just seems too convenient. Yeah, I was thinking that as well. Alright, let's get to the last story,
Chris
shall we?
had been playing that
Yep,
Fortnite
let's do
game
this.
all day, every day for the past few months, and it had been driving me insane.
That's what
I
Tails
would
has been
scream
doing
at him
recently.
to go out once in a while. Instead, all I heard was that sound of that bus honking its horn every 10 minutes and constant gunshots coming from his room. Eventually, one night at like 9 p.m., Chris came out of his room and shouted out to the kitchen that he was having someone over. I angrily asked him who. He said, some guy from Fortnite who lives around here.
Damn, this kid's
Fuse went off in
stupid.
my head as I heard this.
Innit?
Apparently, he invited over some random person he was talking to on Fortnite. When I asked him how old, Chris shrugged his shoulders and said, I don't know, he sounds kinda old.
Oh my god, this
I
kid
started
is
to freak
stupid.
out, knowing some random
Innit?
stranger
Oh, how the
who
hell?
was probably well older than my 10-year-old son was coming to my house.
You absolute noob.
I locked all the doors and turned on all the porch lights. I told Chris to just keep playing his game in his room and not to talk to anyone else. I waited around by the windows until a car pulled up in front of my house. It stopped and the headlights turned off. The door opened, someone came out and started walking up the pathway to my front door.
Uh-oh.
I felt like my heart dropped into my stomach when I saw some middle-aged man, probably 40.
Knew it. I knew it was gonna
mildly
be a
overweight,
middle-aged old man.
Step into the light and then
I was
up the
gonna be
stairs
old.
to the front door. He rang the bell 3 times. I ignored it. Then he started pounding on the door for a bit. I ignored that
Even
as well.
though, when you knock on the door and nobody
He walked down the
answers, Shadow,
stoop,
what do you
looking
do?
up through the windows as he
Walk
walked down
off.
the pathway.
Exactly.
I made
Why
sure
can this
he
guy not
couldn't
do
see
that?
me.
Innit, if not,
I thought for sure he'd go to his car and leave.
this guy's an idiot.
but
Why would he just
went around to
continue
the side of
knocking?
my house, out of sight from the windows. He was actually going to my back door.
Bloody hell.
I heard from around
This is
back
something
the
that
door
you
being
don't
nudged,
do
'cause he
if
clearly
nobody's
tried to open
answering.
it.
You walk off and come
I
back
stayed
later.
put where I was.
Innit?
There were no other
What
entry
the hell?
points to the house, so once he gave up, he would surely leave. When the noises from the back door stopped, I waited for 5 minutes in the kitchen until I thought it was time to check. I wanted to hopefully get a look outside, so I shut the lights and lifted the blinds in the kitchen. There was the man's face, 2 inches from the glass, as he looked into the kitchen. Or rather,
Oh,
he now
Jesus
looked at
Christ.
me.
That is not
I
something I want to
screamed with a
see.
shake in my yell that I was calling the cops. I think that scared him off because he walked away, and I watched
No,
as
it'd
he
be
got in his
stupid
car
enough
and
not
left.
to. Innit?
I didn't call the cops though. Instead, I marched right to Chris's room and
Oh, you
scolded
little
him.
asshole.
I grounded him for 2 weeks for endangering not only the household, but himself. That meant no video games for 2 weeks, and after the 2 weeks, he would have to go 2 months without access to his wireless headset. Now that the 2 weeks are up, he's back on the game. I get sick to my stomach thinking about what would have happened if I wasn't home.
Let's just say the kid would be a bit buggered. Yeah. But anyway, that's going to be the end of this video here. I hope you've enjoyed it. I want to say thank you to Shadow for joining me. You're welcome, Sonic. Yeah, there's a thing I've decided to do where we say what our favourite story was. I think this one was my favourite. I think story 2 was my favourite. That's actually pretty interesting, actually. Yeah, that was my second favourite. That was going to be one of them. But anyway, that's going to be the end of this reaction video here. I want to say thank you to Shadow for joining me today. You're welcome, Sonic. More reaction videos coming up soon. I'll see you later, Team Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog and Shadow the Hedgehog out. Bye, guys. Bye.